Have you ever felt that knot in your stomach, the one that tightens every time you think about your finances? That creeping fear that no matter how hard you try, you'll never have enough, or worse, that you'll end up with nothing. If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. Financial fear and anxiety are paralyzing, and they don't just affect your wallet, they affect your entire life. But what if I told you that this fear doesn't have to control you? What if I said you could transform it into power? Stick with me, because today we're going to break down how you can conquer your financial anxiety and build a life of confidence and control. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to turn your fear into fuel for success. Let's start by understanding what financial fear really is. You see, financial anxiety isn't just about money, it's about the stories we tell ourselves about money. The fear of not having enough, the fear of making the wrong decision, or even the fear of losing what we've worked so hard to earn. Think about it. How many times have you looked at your bank account or heard about investing and felt that knot tighten in your stomach? For many of us in our 20s and 30s, that fear often stems from comparing ourselves to others, scrolling through social media and seeing friends with new cars, houses, and vacations. But here's a little secret: comparison is the thief of joy. What you're seeing is the highlight reel, not the behind-the-scenes struggle. Let me share a story. I once knew someone, a 25-year-old named Sarah, who was working 2 jobs, barely making ends meet. Every month, she would dread the arrival of her credit card bill. She wouldn't even open the email, out of fear of facing the numbers. Does this sound familiar? Sarah wasn't just avoiding her finances, she was letting that fear dictate her life. But here's the twist: when she finally sat down to look at her numbers, she realized it wasn't as bad as she thought. Sure, she had debt, but it was manageable. She just needed a plan. And just like Sarah, the moment you face your financial situation head-on, the fear begins to shrink. The problem doesn't magically go away, but by naming your fear and understanding it, you take back control. And now, you're probably wondering, how can I actually do this? Don't worry. I'm going to walk you through 3 powerful steps to help you overcome this fear and build financial confidence. The first step in overcoming financial fear is education. Knowledge is your greatest weapon against anxiety. The more you learn, the less you fear. But I'm not talking about becoming an expert overnight. I'm talking about starting small, learning the basics of budgeting, saving, and investing. How many times have you thought, I don't even know where to start? The truth is, you don't need to know everything. Start with one thing, whether that's creating a budget, understanding what a credit score is, or learning about the stock market. What's one financial topic you've always been curious about but were too afraid to ask? Drop it in the comments below and let's get the conversation started. Now that you've started learning, it's time to implement the second step, budgeting. I know, budgeting sounds boring or even scary, but here's the thing: budgeting is actually about freedom, not restriction. When you have a budget, you know exactly where your money is going, and that sense of clarity brings peace of mind. Imagine knowing at the start of every month exactly how much you can spend, save, and invest. No more guessing. No more fear. You're in control. All you need is a simple plan. Start with tracking your income and expenses. What's coming in? What's going out? The moment you see your spending patterns, you'll start to see areas where you can adjust. Budgeting isn't about deprivation, It's about prioritizing what matters to you and cutting out the rest. You don't need fancy tools or complex spreadsheets. You just need to start. And if you're wondering how budgeting can help reduce fear even more, stay with me, because the next step will surprise you. The third and final step is perhaps the most powerful: shifting your mindset. The way you think about money has a huge impact on how you feel about it. Instead of viewing money through a lens of scarcity, "I'll never have enough," or "what if I lose it all?" start looking at money as a tool for opportunity. Think about this: every financial decision you make is a chance to learn and grow. Even when things don't go perfectly, there's always a lesson. What if, instead of dreading your bank balance, you looked at it as a challenge? What if each dollar you saved or invested was a step toward your dream life? Here's a question: what's the first thing you would do if you weren't afraid of money? Would you invest? Save for a trip? Start a business? Let that thought sink in. Imagine how freeing it would be to take that first step. When you shift from fear to excitement, from scarcity to abundance, you begin to see money as something that works for you, not against you. Now, here's something important: you don't have to go through this alone. There's incredible power in community. Whether it's an online forum, a group of friends, or even following creators like me, connecting with others who are on the same journey can make all the difference. You see, financial anxiety thrives in isolation, but when we share our stories, we realize we're not alone. Sarah, the woman I mentioned earlier, she found comfort and strength in an online financial community where people shared their struggles and triumphs. And that helped her stay on track. If you're feeling overwhelmed, reach out. Share your story. Ask for help. Drop a comment below or join a financial literacy group. You're not in this alone. Let's recap. We've explored the root of financial fear, shared Sarah's journey, and broken down 3 steps to overcome financial anxiety: educating yourself, creating a budget that works for you, and shifting your mindset from fear to excitement. But here's the big question: what happens when you start putting these steps into action? Next week, we'll dive deeper into real-life success stories of people just like you, people who overcame their financial fears and transformed their lives. You won't want to miss it. So if you're ready to conquer your financial fears and take control of your future, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and let's continue this journey together.